There's some people here to see you.
They're not from McDonald's, are they?
I don't think so. Coming to America mac and cheese next. When your weekend's all spent up and you got Monday coming down the pike, sometimes all you need is a little comfort to get you through to Monday. Mac and Cheese Movies, where we believe in comfort food and comfort movies. Hello, welcome to Mac and Cheese Movies. I'm Scotty Coppage, and she tied her shoes once. It was an overrated experience. From Sweet 1020 Dessert Bar, Tamara Shea Smith.
Hello, hello.
In honor of our movie Coming to America, we have McDowell's Cherry Pocket Pies. Tamara Shea, tell me what we got here.
So I did the Sweet 1020 Dessert Bar spin on McDowell's Cherry Pies. And so you have the Sweet 1020 Cherry Puff Pastry.
Tell me about, I forgot that McDonald's didn't have cherry pies anymore.
Yes, Scotty. So moons ago, McDonald's used to have the best, and I mean the best, fried cherry pies ever. And then they broke up with me, and they took them away.
McDonald's broke up with you.
They did. They broke up with me.
And they have the apple pies still.
Still have apple pies, but they're baked.
But they're baked.
Better for you, but they're baked.
Yes. Okay. Okay. What are the keys to making these? How did you make these?
So I started out with just our puff pastry dough recipe and did our own cherry pie filling that I use for our cherry pie cobblers, and then baked them for a little while, and they were air fried, so a little healthy.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I drizzled on with a little glaze, and voila, there we go.
Should we take a taste test?
I think so.
Okay.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna toast.
Is it?
It's just one.
Oh, this is
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Can you make it count?
Yeah. Let's do it. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
To McDowell's.
That's great.
This is great. I haven't gotten like the burst of flavor. I see you got your filling. So
I took a big bite.
let me get a
Okay.
bigger bite right here.
Okay. And it's still warm.
That pops. It's just so much flavor. Is that real cherries?
Yes.
Oh,
Of course. Yeah.
dang.
Yeah.
This
Simmered
is-
in a little lime juice.
And a little lime juice. What does the lime juice do?
It plays with that tartness of your cherries.
I didn't know
And
that.
balances out that sugar.
Does everybody know this? That does?
Bakers know.
Okay. Wow. Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
This
Little
is
flaky.
amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. What kind of flavor components do we have here in this?
So it's just your cherries. It's summertime.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, cherries is one of our amazing summer fruits. So we have that, and we have the good flakiness of that pastry crust. Scott must really like his.
It's like there's a party in my mouth and everybody's invited.
Yeah. And it's because it's still warm.
It is just,
It's still warm.
it is so great.
Yes.
Is this the only ones you made? Or did you make a whole tray?
No, I did them for us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll have to get you some so you
Yes.
can take them as a stash.
Yeah. Okay. So these turned out amazing. Is anything else at this bakery like the McDowell's restaurant?
So, not really McDowell's-y restaurant, but you know, McDonald's, they have cookies, so do we. We have some big slap ones though, not the little bitty things. So just a lot of your fresh baked good products of the McDowell side.
Tell us a little bit about Sweet 1020 Dessert Bar. How did this come into being?
So Sweet 1020 Dessert Bar was birthed in 2008 as a full-time party. Started out just out of my home, baking and filling orders. Only started just only doing cupcakes. And then we branched out from there. And then in 2015, I returned to Wichita Falls, which is home, from Dallas Metroplex area, and hung out at the farmer's market and began to hang out there. And then we got our space 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yes.
2 years ago. What did you have to do with the space? Because you were telling me earlier off camera.
It was a lot of fun. Did a lot of cosmetic changes. Changed the color. We were gray and lime green. So we went with the 1020 colors, which are black, white, and gold. So you see lots of black and white here at the shop, different patterns, little funkiness, and all that good stuff. Yeah.
What do you guys, what are some of the favorites here at the dessert bar that people get? What are the most popular items?
Our popular items are our banana pudding cookies, key lime cake, and probably our peach cobbler.
Okay.
Yeah, those
right.
are our top sellers.
Awesome.
But we rotate a menu.
Okay.
Every day there is something new that shows up on the counter. So you can come in today,
Okay.
but you better grab it because
Yeah.
it might not be there tomorrow.
It's like a new playlist.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. A sweet playlist.
Does Sweet 1020 do catering or special orders?
Yes, we do that. So catering, not really, but lots of special orders. But we cater, we function for you for your wedding receptions, bridal showers, birthday parties, custom orders, however you need them or want them.
And do you have events in this space?
We do. We're
Okay.
actually set up now. I don't know if you guys can see, but we have an event that will take place here tomorrow. But we do rent out the space for your parties, anniversaries, showers, anything. Or if you just want to come hang out, we do classes as well.
So you do classes? Tell me about the classes you do
Yes.
here.
So we do one-on-one cake decorating class. I teach fundamentals of buttercreaming, stacking cakes, decorating, all that good class stuff. We do it for adults and for kids as well. And we do have Kids Studio that we do once a month. It's for kids to come in and we do different things, decorate cupcakes or cookies or brownies, and they get to learn techniques, how to use the piping bags and different tips, and then they get to take their goodies home.
That's really great. Is there anything else in town like this?
Maybe.
But we
Not
don't,
as
but you
sweet
don't-
as us,
But you don't
though.
know about it.
Yeah, I don't
maybe
know
you don't know
about
about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent. And you've got something coming up for Father's Day.
We do.
Yeah.
We have Dogs for Dads that's coming up. I'll bring out the grill and we'll be doing unlimited hot dogs and chips and soda, and then dads and their mini-me's will get to decorate a cookie cake that they can take home with them.
That's awesome. That sounds like a great event.
Yeah.
A nice little Sunday event with
Yes,
Dad.
yeah.
Yeah. Now we'll get to our movie,
Okay.
Coming to America.
All right.
According to the legends of IMDb, an extremely pampered African prince travels to Queens, New York, and goes undercover to find a wife that he can respect for her intelligence and strong will.
Yeah.
So, first taste. First time you saw the movie, your relationship to it. Why is it a mac and cheese movie?
My first taste of it.
Like the first time you saw the movie.
Well, first of all, I was a kid.
Okay.
So to me, I thought it was the coolest thing because I wanted to go to Zamunda because I've been in
Yeah.
America. So
Yeah.
I wanted to go to Zamunda
yeah.
because I was like, I want to go hang out in a palace with animals running around.
Yeah.
And all of that cool stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's great. That's great. And he's got the elephant. He's like,
Yes.
hello, Babar.
And
Like,
all the
yeah.
colors.
Uh-huh.
So bright. Yes. Yeah.
It was great.
It was.
I want to we should go to Zamunda next summer.
We should.
Yes.
Let's start
Let's
booking
do
our
it.
trip.
I first heard of this movie from like an end of the year movie recap on Nickelodeon.
Really?
Which this is an R-rated movie, and like they also showed like a scene from Die Hard. Like
Was it R-rated?
Coming to America is definitely R. And like, and it was the
Me and my mom in trouble
It was-
because I watched it.
it was the clip where they decide where they go and it lands on Queens. You
Yes.
know, that's the clip I saw on Nickelodeon.
Okay.
And then it comes on HBO, and I'm just blown away by this movie. And then it's on cable for a million years.
Yes.
You know it by heart.
Yes.
It's on TBS. It doesn't matter what it's on, like commercials, whatever. I want to watch some of it.
Yes.
Whatever it's on, and like people like our generation, like definitely saw it a million times as well, because that's just
Yes.
kind of how things were. So
I have
you
it
like
on
you know the
VHS.
lines. You know the VHS. Yes. It's like So there's that, and then someone asked me, a few years ago, like, what's a perfect movie? And like, they like to be really critical about stuff and really blah blah blah. Blah. And like, I was like, Coming to America? I think Coming to America might be a perfect
Yeah.
movie.
Because you can pick it up anywhere
yeah.
in the movie. Yeah.
And it's just kind of incredible. It holds up, and just kind of like it's still good. It's like this pie. It's like still like just bursting with flavor and
Yes.
deliciousness. The ingredients of this movie.
Okay.
So we've got Eddie Murphy,
Yes.
who's the biggest star in the world at the time. You know, he's been in Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places. He was on Saturday Night Live. I mean, it doesn't get any bigger. I mean, he was like at the level of like Michael Jackson or something at this time.
And you know, Michael did one of the videos. He was on the soundtrack.
Oh, he was? I didn't know.
Remember the Time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we got Eddie Murphy. We got Arsenio Hall, who's so good in this movie, and he's a really good compliment to Eddie Murphy in this film. And then like, because Akeem has to be kind of so humble and so straight arrow with everything. You need Simi to kind of be like, this is ridiculous. What we're doing is ridiculous. Like, what are we doing? Like, and like when Daryl throws the milkshake at Akeem and Simi's like,
sorry, I'm sorry, you're still the prince.
So we've got that. We've got John Amos.
Yes.
He's amazing
He is.
in this movie. Like I've seen him in some other things in other movies, but like I mean, this is what I think of when I think of that actor.
Yes. Yes. But a lot of good people.
There's Samuel L. Jackson in this movie. Like,
yeah, he wants all of the money.
and I'll be forced to thrash you. And like, yeah, Samuel L. Jackson's great. I think
James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones, who is that's Darth
Larger
Vader.
than life.
That's
Yes.
Mufasa. That's I mean, just incredible. He's just incredible in his presence in this film, and like when the music, like with him, like you know, like it's just
majestic.
It's
royalty.
majestic.
Yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. What is that, velvet? Like,
That's my favorite thing to say. What is that you're wearing? Velvet?
Like Patrice is like hilarious in this movie. Like even like when she's like dancing and stuff for the dog and like all of this stuff.
She's
like
loving life.
She's great. I mean, I think Lisa's good. I think there's other. Patrice is just funnier to me.
Yes.
She's got the role that's supposed to be funnier.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. She kind of held that household scene together.
Yeah, and she's got the Lisa's got the smarts and Lisa's got the heart and like kind of everything, and that's what Akeem's looking for.
Exactly.
So that's what we have.
Yeah. Patrice was a little too much for him.
Patrice, like I don't even think I noticed until like watching it this week what she was doing at the basketball game. I don't think I ever noticed that, and I've seen it like for the last 35 years, whatever it was, and like I was like, oh man.
She had a motive and a goal, but she didn't achieve it. But she still had a goal she was trying to reach.
Eric LaSalle is Daryl.
I know.
He's just
so glow.
He's just so hilarious in this movie, and he's like the perfect villain, and he's taking credit for everything. Like,
yes, and you didn't have a creative bone in his body.
Yeah.
Yeah. But he had the pretty girl.
He had her, and then he gets Patrice later. So
but he needed her. He needed Patrice to.
He needed someone who's a little bit more. A little bit more zest, maybe, or something. He needed that. Yeah.
And then she liked that lifestyle.
She wants.
He was a very show-offy kind of guy.
Yes, she wants that. She wants the car. She wants all that stuff.
Yeah. The limelight.
She thought Simi was the prince.
Which was hilarious. And Simi said, "We'll roll with it."
The landlord, I think, is like hilarious. Like so we had like, I guess my point is like with this movie, I mean, this is like what 10 people we've talked about here. There are all of these parts, and it's like everyone just kind of nails it performance-wise.
Yes.
So it isn't like this has to be a movie where Eddie Murphy is carrying everything.
Because he didn't have to.
Yeah.
They casted it well.
Even the parts where the woman's like in the subway, and she's like, "Go on, honey, take a chance." I mean, it's just like everybody who's got like one line just nails it.
Yeah. Even the homeless guy outside the restaurant window when Hakeem gives him the money.
Yes, and do you know about this with Trading Places, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
The director did not want to do that, and Eddie Murphy was like, "Let's do it. This is great." And yeah, those guys are incredible. And like this was in 1988. Like movies didn't kind of like branch out into other movies that weren't sequels and like talk about anything. So like when you see that and you hear that and you hear the music, that the Trading Places music, you're like, and like they're like, thank you, we'll do lunch, and then I walk off. It's like, they are great.
Yeah.
They are great. And like I think also what you have with Eddie Murphy is this is the first time that he's doing like different characters in
Loved
a
it.
movie. So it's kind of a test drive for this, for things that he's going to do, like in Nutty Professor,
Right.
for the rest of his career,
And we
really.
we had no idea.
And he's just kind of like garage banding this up, and it
Yes.
was just like incredible. And I think he was able to play this really humble character with Akeem because he was able to kind of have an outlet with these
Right.
other characters. So
Right.
he doesn't have to be
So
the most
yeah.
charismatic person on screen at all times. He can just kind of be this character
Right.
and let these other people come in and do it.
Yes.
You know?
And showcase and highlight
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So remix the ingredients. I only have like a few things. So I think so much here is perfect.
Okay.
But I just want to talk about some of the things that like people like they wanted or whatever. James Earl Jones wanted to be Cleo.
No way.
Yes. And I can't even like think about what that would even be like. I'm sure it would be great, but like
But
John Amos is
but
like,
yes.
but like James Earl Jones,
that was him.
yeah.
So I
No.
can't see him other
Yeah.
than the king.
Yeah, yeah, it's the king because he's Darth Vader. He's Mufasa. He's
The
everything.
voice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. I did not
Yeah.
know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
They wanted Harry Belafonte for Cleo,
Ah.
and decided to go with an American actor
Okay.
for Cleo instead, and that's how they got John Amos.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. John played it perfect.
He's amazing. Like at the end when, like you see like the king and queen at the wedding, and then you see Cleo show up in like a tux, like right there.
He was
like,
ready. He was like, "Hey."
And when I say he's got his own money, like
He got his own money. How cool is that,
That's-
though? I mean,
and like when he looks at it and like, and Louis Anderson like looks over like,
Louis Anderson, he was awesome too.
I've got something right here about Louis Anderson.
Okay. Okay.
So Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall told Jimmy Kimmel a few years ago that Louis Anderson was cast only because the studio mandated that a white comedian appear in the movie because it's like an all-black cast for the most
Yes.
part. And Paramount gave them a list of like 3 actors to use, and like Eddie Murphy and Arsenio Hall, they were fans of his stand-up comedy, so that's how he got the role. Wow. Yeah.
And he was great. Well, that's what we just said. Everybody nailed it without overdoing.
No one's showboaty. No one's like everything just really works.
Yeah.
And Louis
Like
Ander-
he works at
Like
McDowell's.
Louis Anderson's like, and then I'm gonna be on Fries. And in 2 years, I make assistant manager, and that's when the big bucks start rolling in. And Akeem's look is like,
Yeah.
yes.
And Simi's like, what?
There was a notion that black romantic comedies didn't do well domestically or overseas, and I think we still kind of have that kind of thinking today. But this movie made $128 million in the U.S. and $161 million overseas, and this is in 1988. This is 1988 money. This is
big money.
This is big money. So this isn't Star Wars or anything. I mean, so this is an original story,
Right.
and it comes in and makes all this money. It's a big hit. It's a big hit overseas. So it's just huge, and it just kind of shows. Heavily African American cast films usually do really well, make their money back, or are big hits like this.
Right.
And that's the lesson over and over throughout history.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
One thing I love about like the comedy in this movie, or like how this movie is kind of set up, is it's like straight man 98% of the time. Like it's like everything is. There's not really any winking at the audience or anything. There's 2 scenes. There's one where the woman's barking like a dog. And Akeem looks at the camera and is like, what is this? And then like later when Patrice is like, Daryl, we gotta get you out of these wet clothes. And Daryl looks at the camera, he's like, there's that, and like, I think maybe even like the homeless guy scene is a little bit, but like for the most part, this is just straight up.
Yes.
There's not really tongue in cheek. It's like everything is like kind of played that this is happening and like this is what's
going on.
And I think that's, so it doesn't overdo anything. It's like really kind of subtle.
Yeah.
So that's what makes.
Like everyday living.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel movie-esque.
Yeah, it just kind of, nothing's like, everything in there feels like it could happen, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Special section
Yeah.
of chocolate.
Yeah, especially sexual. He's from this episode of whatever. Like, that boy's good.
He was great.
Yeah.
Though. Eddie was great
Yeah.
with that Jerry curl wig.
And he's like, oh, he was my minister when I was a little boy, kisses him on the cheek, and the Reverend's like,
yeah.
did you know John Landis and Eddie Murphy didn't get along making this movie? Even though Eddie Murphy picked him for this movie and they'd done Trading Places together. There's like there's reports there was a fist fight. There's reports that there was a chokehold. And what's wild is Eddie Murphy said, I will never work with him again. And then he works with him 5 years later on Beverly Hills Cop 3.
I did not know that.
Yes,
Either.
yes.
But you know what? 1988, we didn't have technology like we have
Yeah.
now. So, you
Yeah.
know, no one was there to like
Yeah.
get on their phone to let us know.
It was only in this
to
research.
dish the dirt.
Yeah, that this was going on. Yeah.
Oh.
So that's what we hear. We hear this thing, the thing about Paramount, about we need this white actor. We're gonna get some other Paramount stuff too. That was like weird with this movie.
Okay.
There are 5 lawsuits over this movie. 5 lawsuits. Because I think like a lot of people came in and they were like, well, I had that idea of like a prince coming to find his queen, and like that's kind of generic enough, but like one went to court, and it's Art Buchwald sued, alleging that Paramount took an option on the story, like they took like an option like on his script that he had sent, and then they took the idea and turned it into this movie.
Really?
And so he won the suit, and he was awarded damages, awarded 150K. I mean, it's going to be a different kind of script than like once you get Eddie Murphy in it, and
Right,
you get everything
of
else,
course.
everybody else. But like, I mean, it's basically there's a lot of stuff that's, and all Paramount had to do was put him as a story by credit or a written by credit,
Just
and
to
like
get
follow
credit
the
for it.
guild rules, and there'd be no problem. But like this had to go in court and everything, like
Wow.
to get it. So Paramount's like cutting a lot of corners here on making this movie.
Come on, Paramount.
Paramount, get it together, Paramount.
Yeah, just
yeah.
write his name up there.
When King Joffrey Joffer comes looking for his son at McDowell's, and he says, "Do not alert him to my presence. I shall deal with him myself." Like I didn't even know James Earl Jones was Darth Vader until like that moment where it kind of like popped in for me.
You can hear it.
You're like, and then when he's talking to
that's that
Simi
bad
later,
voice.
he's got that. Your only job was to, and it's like, and you feel it. I like felt it as a kid. I was like, oh, that's James. That's Darth Vader. Oh my God! Like,
Yeah. I don't even think that registered to me even then. I don't think until way later in life.
so I think.
Yeah, like way later in life. I was like, oh.
Did you watch a whole lot of Star Wars?
No.
I watched a lot of Star Wars, so I
Okay.
think that's
So
that's
it-
probably what the deal
okay.
is. That's probably what
It
the
took
deal
me-
is.
yeah. I had to get older and
Yeah.
understand true meanings of life to appreciate things.
When the king comes looking for Simi, and the scream that he has when he opens the door, he was like, "Ah!" like
And slams the door.
that was improvised, and they totally used it.
nice.
Yeah.
Because that freaked him out.
That's-
And that was a good, funny.
That's a
spot.
great
Yeah.
scream. That's a great look he's got. Like a lot of
A kid in trouble.
Arsenio Hall's reactions to things, like when they're in the bar, and the girl's like, "I want to tear you apart."
He says-
And he goes, "And your friend too." And he like spits out the drink.
I'd have been terrified too. Yeah.
Everybody in the bar is awful. Everybody in the bar is awful.
But they were all
yes,
Arsenio.
Yes. And the
Well,
girl-
most of them.
Like
The twins that.
oh the.
Yeah, they were
There's-
good too.
There was I was like in Austin like 20 years ago, and I was talking to some girl at a bar, and it felt like that Coming to America moment when the girl was like, "Well, first I want to be a pop singer, and then I want to be, produce my own records, and then I want to be an actress and direct my own TV shows," and they're like kind of like falling asleep, like listening to like just
All of the things.
Yes.
Yes. There was a lot coming towards them.
Favorite lines from this movie?
You want to know?
Yes.
He says, "Boy, that ain't nothing but an ultra perm."
Oh, boy, that ain't nothing but because it's like, oh,
He says it's juices and
juices
berries.
and berries.
Boy, that ain't nothing but an ultra perm. It's my favorite part in the whole thing.
After they get Samuel L. Jackson and they like catch him, and he goes, "Hey, come to my place on Sunday night." It's like he's accepted as his equals, and then they're like outside, like parking the cars.
Wait, yeah. And serving drinks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
with their tuxedos
with their-
and bow ties. Yeah.
And when Daryl's like, "I would have helped you out, but I had a cup of coffee in my hand." Like,
Yeah. scary.
There's just so many great like one-liners like in this movie. Everything rocks.
Yes.
I love how earnest Hakeem is. He's never just kind of discouraged. He always has like the mental toughness to go through everything that's going on and he's so excited about everything.
Everything. Even when
it was like,
when the car splashes all
Yeah.
the stuff, and all their luggage got stolen.
Everything, and they're wearing all the outfits and like, you want a toothbrush? And, like,
Are you telling me my own stuff back?
yes.
But he still smiles, and
Yeah.
he's still because he's coming to America
Yeah.
to find his queen.
And we saw like at the first how much he's kind of limited by so much that he's as being royalty. You know, gets the orchestra waking him up, and they're brushing his teeth, and he has bathers and just everything. So it's like he's using this as a moment to kind of get away from
Yes.
this shadow that has been his whole life.
Yes.
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 So I love
to
it.
be normal.
Yeah.
For a second. Yeah.
They've got like
Simi didn't like it
no,
though.
Simi did not. Simi. It's like, what? Okay.
He said, "We're the bathers."
Why aren't you at the palace? Why don't you? Yes, take us there. It's like, no, we're ordinary African students. Like,
Yeah.
then they're in the. We'll dress like New Yorkers, and then like the New York,
that was
like
funny.
the big
The
button,
jacket.
and like the jacket that says New York.
With the hat. Simi was like, "This is ridiculous."
Like it's like, what school do you go to? And it's like, the University of the United States.
of America.
Well, it's just a small one. We don't even have a basketball team.
Yeah. Okay.
The movie is going well, and we have this nice story. And then Hakeem gets Lisa. Everything's like looking good, but then Simi's throwing a wrench into everything now because he can't deal with being poor. He's got the hot tub in the apartment and everything, and so Hakeem can't like bring Lisa in and like.
yeah, because they go back to the apartment. He's like, that door gets slammed
the
again.
door-
Yeah.
And then he want to switch out the apartment. The landlord's like, "Does your apartment look poor?" He's like, "Oh, it's a real shit."
We'll take it.
and then like when Joffrey comes in and like the landlord's in the hot tub and he's like,
With his cigar.
"You're not Akeem." And he's like, "I know that." Like, it's just everything's amazing. Everything's amazing in this
Yes.
movie.
Yes. And he might have,
Yeah.
see, now you've told me there was some little tension there.
Yeah.
He might have been like, yeah, I know I'm not
Yeah, I know.
him.
I didn't really get hit by this until this viewing, and I guess it's probably always been there, but I didn't really think about it.
Okay.
Was what's happening with Lisa is exactly what's happening with Hakeem, where like the dad is prearranging this marriage, and you're gonna do this, and you're gonna be set up,
And they don't want that.
And they don't, and so but they are both in the same position, and I think it probably I kind of knew that kind of back in my head, but like it really hit me when I was like watching it this time around.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just she wasn't, well, but they were still very well
Yeah.
off on McDowell's.
Yeah.
Yeah. So still, yeah.
But like the Soul Glow money, that was gonna be the step up, and he was. I don't want you to struggle like us, and I want you're gonna be taken care of. The rest of
Yeah. Marry the Jerry
Yeah.
Curl juice.
Yeah. I love it when Cleo is like, "Hey, she doesn't want you anymore. Like, you told me to come here." And then like he sticks the dog on him, like.
Because he finds out
Yeah.
Hakeem got his
Yeah.
own money.
Yeah, he's got his own money.
Yeah, he has his own money. So we don't need you. We don't need that Soul Glow.
We don't
money.
need you now more, Earl. No, we never really liked you. We like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But now Patrice can be with him. Or maybe Patrice marries somebody in Zamunda. That would be amazing.
See, when they did Come Into America 2, they should have married her, connected her. Her and Simi should have gotten.
They should have been in it. I thought Coming to America 2 should have been like there was like some thoughts that the story might be that he has to go back to Queens because maybe it didn't work out with Lisa, but he has a son and bring the son to Zamunda, and it's like the same kind of situation. Like there's like a lot of things
Gotta
like that.
figure
Like there's a lot of things they could have done maybe with that movie that.
Yeah, added a little more because the original one had so much depth.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
many things, but they all worked together. So it wasn't as deep.
Yeah.
As the first
Yeah.
one. Still good movie.
I liked it, but you're going up against the best. Yeah.
Because they outdid themselves. 1988, they outdid themselves. Like all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1988. Yeah.
Okay, what's the doggy bag? What are you taking home from Coming to America?
So, Coming to America, I'm taking home that real love does exist. It does. And all you have to do is be yourself.
Oh, that's good. That's some good stuff. That's a good lesson. That's life lessons here
Yeah.
on Mac and Cheese Movies.
Mac and cheese movies.
My doggy bag is like Eddie Murphy, one of the biggest stars on this huge run. 48 Hours, Beverly Hills Cop, all the, he's on Saturday Night Live. He kind of takes a risk doing this movie, doing this kind of vulnerable part, this part that isn't like, I guess, the big shot in the movie so much. He's got to share the screen with all these other performers. This might be his peak, and he's made like a lot of movies. Like this is when he first started doing like the different characters. And I love Boomerang, and the Nutty Professor's great, and I love The Distinguished Gentleman, and Harlem Nights, and like he's done so much. When you look at his IMDb, the things that he's been in, in our lifetimes, is just like incredible.
Right.
I
agree.
I mean, he's in Shrek.
He's Donkey. And everybody loves Donkey.
Everybody loves Donkey. So like even like kids now who are like 20 years old, they love Eddie Murphy even if they don't know who Eddie Murphy is.
Right.
I think that's kind of the deal there. And Arsenio Hall is so good in this movie, they leveraged this into the Arsenio Hall show that was like a big hit for like 5 years.
Yes.
So
he had an amazing run,
So that's incredible. And this isn't a movie that has to lean on Eddie and Arsenio and their reactions and everything. Like everybody else is so damn good in this movie that it just kind of everything blends together, and it's a very good like ensemble piece.
I agree.
Almost, you know what I mean?
Because the people that were in the movie, I mean, you could see them in other places and know exactly who they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a fairy tale. This movie's a fairy tale. Yeah.
The wedding at the end, of course.
Oh, they had the dress be pink because of something with like the shooting, with like the shot, because they were like, we can't make it white because it's gonna make it look like this, and it's gonna like jack up like everything else on set. So that's why they had to have the dress that was like that. Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
Okay.
It was gorgeous.
All right, Tamara Shea, thanks for coming on the show. This
Thanks
has been
for
great,
having me.
right?
I had a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
We'd love to do it again.
Yeah.
And we'd love to get more stuff from.
Sweet 1020.
Do you have a website or anything?
Yes. Our website is sweet, SWEET -1020.com.
Okay. Please subscribe to Mac and Cheese Movies wherever you get your podcasts. We got to get rid of all these rose petals, but and I'd help you out, but I got a cup of coffee in my hands. Mac and Cheese out.